Hey guys, remember me? You know, your boy Dro. So last time I left you, I told you I was gonna go to Africa, and I went, and I survived, and I haven't updated you in a while. I'm sorry, been a little busy. And most of you probably don't care anymore. Most of you are probably over it. I'm gonna finish the show, I promise you. Episode 52 is coming. This is episode 51.2. And I want to tell you about my amazing trip to Uganda. Here we go. Coming to Uganda. Come on, bro! First and foremost, if you're ever going to fly to that area and you have to stop through Turkey, never take Turkish Airlines. They freaking suck. When something medically wrong happens on the airplane, the 6 young, hot female stewardesses, they just panic. They don't know what to do. I don't know what it is about flying to that part of the country, but medical issues happened on the 3 of the 4 flights we took going to and coming from Uganda. Answer me this, how does an airline lose an entire flight's luggage? They lost 32 of our 36 bags for 4 days. The other 4, including mine, with all my clothes in it, and my malaria pills, and my mosquito repellent, and everything I needed, came the next day. But it's okay. It turns out that 80% of the stuff that I packed, I didn't need anyway. So losing my luggage wasn't actually that big of a deal. But still, you Turkish Airlines. Usually when you fly to Uganda, you stop in London, and then you fly down to Africa. But usually there's no Olympics, and usually the prices aren't so high. But this time we had to stop in Istanbul. So total flying time to Uganda was 20 hours, including the 3-hour layover in Istanbul. And just a heads up, the airport in Istanbul, no AC. And it's really hot there in July. The first thing you have to get used to when flying into Africa is a phrase called TIA. This is Africa, where anything can happen and nothing is expected. Another thing that I had to dispel from my mind was the weather when going to Africa. When you think Africa in July, yeah, real hot, right? Nope. Compared to the hot and humid 105-degree weather we were having back in the DMV, the entire time it was mid to high 70s, really cool and really dry. Yes, it is technically their winter, but it still blew my mind. So next time you use the phrase, it's hot as Africa, you should be more country specific. When I first started thinking about going to Africa, my first thoughts were, it's desert-like. Lots of mud huts, loincloths, and bare, chapped breasts. The reality of it is the capital Kampala is just a big city. Everyone's wearing regular clothes. Most of the people live in cement or brick houses, and to my disappointment, I didn't see one bare chapped breast the entire time. Not one! The reason I was in Africa was on a missions trip with my church. And we did a lot of the standard missions trip stuff. Hung out with kids, went to some high schools to talk to them, took care of some babies, handed out some clothes, built some shelves, and one failure of a fence. Why was it a failure? We were only supposed to build it a certain length, to keep kids out of the backyard. But when we were done with the fence, it failed immediately when the kids we were supposed to keep out of it walked right around it. Driving around the city of Kampala is a literal mess. The entire city has about 3 stoplights, and all the roads are 2 lanes, with people, bicycles, vans, and boda-bodas weaving around each other at any point in time. Transportation-wise, you're either riding in a 10-passenger van with about 15 other people, riding a bicycle, or sitting 3 deep on a boda-boda motorcycle. I personally feel like it's something that everyone should experience in their lives. The boda-bodas that I was talking about are 125cc motorcycles that you can hire like a taxi. And it'll take you, any 2 other people, or literally any other item that you're holding to your next destination. To give you just an idea of what exactly is going on with these boda-bodas and the traffic there, there's about 20 boda-bodas for every car in Uganda. And they just do what they want. And people hit them. And they hit people. One other thing. It's illegal for a United States citizen to ride on or hire a boda-boda. But we're Americans. So Milam did it anyway.
I want to shoot him for every ride you've given.
Something that you might not know about Africa and or Uganda is that there's not a lot of non-Africans there. So, when you and 18 of your other fellow Americans are riding in the bus, you get stared at. When you get off the bus, you get stared at. And all the little kids will run along the bus or yell at you from across the street the phrase, Mzungu. What does that mean? Let me tell you, Mzungu means white people. And for the record, there's no word in the Lugandan language for Puerto Rican. So for 10 days, I was a Mzungu. And I never felt more privileged in my life. Wait, but didn't Jarish go on the trip too? Yeah, sure did. What'd they call him? Funny you should ask. An African American in Uganda is just a Negro. Got it. If you're going to do a little bit of spending in Africa, you need to get their money. The money is called the Ugandan shilling. And it's about 25 shillings to $1 US. And just to give you an idea of how much stuff costs, a bottle of Coke is about 2,000 shillings. That's about 80 US cents. 6 huge pineapples, 2,000 shillings. This t-shirt that I bought with the phrase Mzungu on it cost about 15,000 shillings. That's about $6 US. And a night out at a 4-hour cultural event with a full spread of buffet costs about 40,000 shillings. 16 US dollars. Needless to say, shiz is real cheap there. One last thing I'll say about Uganda is the people. They are amazing. The Ugandan culture was so welcoming to us, so friendly and very hospitable. If you ever get a chance to go to Uganda, I highly suggest it, and I promise you won't regret it. And if you're having any doubts in your life whether you're interested in African American women, like me, go to the Ndiri Cultural Night in Kampala and watch the original Team Twerk literally dance their butts off and end the night with an amazing dance with 8 pots stacked on top of their heads. And when they tell you, run onto the dance floor, take a picture with a beautiful African girl and put a ring on it. Come on, Mazungas! Bro, when giraffes attack, dude. All I'm saying is when giraffes attack.
Yeah.
Thanks again, guys, for watching. Again, sorry for the delay. I've been super busy getting back from town and work's about to start. Again, this is episode 51.2. I'm still going to do episode 52 to end it, and I'm still going to re-up on episode 50 for you. Not exactly sure when it's going to happen. Again, I really appreciate all the support. Appreciate the care and the love. Even the haters. It's always good. A special shout-out this week goes to @Rapidash, @Ponyta, @Lexi Ivankovich, whatever your online name is, @Sienna Sanders, @Oh Hey There Quentin, and @my boy Ben Bala. Thanks so much for all the support. You guys are the best. Be good to your teachers next year. Peace.